here, as again we have some new technology that we have been using, and thank you with us. Doc Griggs is here, but I'm not sure. We're trying to get him to get his camera turned back on. Again, the person you see on screen right now is Kevin Wilkins, who is the founder and managing director of Trepwise, a New Orleans-based growth consulting firm supporting many organizations through this pandemic. And with us is Zachary Wilkins, Kevin's son, who's a 17-year-old senior at Lusher, a charter school, and founder of Remedy Ribbons, a nonprofit initiative promoting gratitude and sustained mental health for COVID-19 medical first responders. That would be people like myself, as well as Doc Griggs. We had a hard time understanding last time, Zachary, so you can give us another explanation of what's going on.
Okay, so Remedy Ribbons is a youth-run nonprofit based in New Orleans, and our mission is to funds that arise during COVID-19 that will support the mental health of first responder healthcare providers. So as we for this organization, we are going around the city and putting and tying ribbons around and community gratitude, and have a physical reminder that we are thankful for the risks that they take every day for us.
That's amazing. How did you come up with this idea to start this this organization?
Well, it's kind of funny. It basically started at a family dinner where we were just chatting about, this was about would you say a month ago? Mm-hmm. Yeah, about a month ago. And we were just talking about coronavirus, and my brother called in from LA, where he was at the time, and talked about an article that he read, and he read us a quote that really stuck with me that said, first respondent healthcare providers are going to experience more trauma from COVID-19 than first responders to 9/11. And I'm not necessarily saying that this is true or not, but it really stuck with me because I know how traumatic of an experience 9/11 must have been for the people that were there. So I did more research about it, and I came across this term called moral injury, which is essentially a trauma that builds up from guilt of not being able to do something that you would typically be able to do. So for doctors, they are trained to heal people and save lives, but since COVID-19 makes it really hard to do that, they experience this guilt over and over again, day in and day out, and they build a trauma from this guilt. And I knew that this was wrong, and these people are doing so much for us, and I wanted to do something for them. And that's basically why I started it.
So then from that came the idea of starting Remedy Ribbons. So I could see how you started the idea of wanting to do something for healthcare workers. It's an incredibly noble, and as a healthcare worker on the front line like us. But how did you come about with the ribbons? Like, the name come about and the idea of tying the ribbons around the trees?
Well, so first we got, which is to raise money for funds for programs that will support these healthcare workers. Then we had to think about, all right, how are we going to brand this? How are we going to show that we are doing this as it's happening? And then we just thought we want something simple. We don't want to be too complex with how we're going to do this. So something as simple as tying a ribbon, just tying a ribbon around a tree. That's all that you have to do. And we really liked this, and I came up with the name Remedy Ribbons after we from how we were going to help out, and Remedy Ribbons, because remedy and healthcare providers are remedying society right now, and remedy later, and that's where we came up with. That's why we want to, and we just are using ribbons just to the very easy thing though that we are grateful for people, and it's simple.
ribbons? Are they were white? Did I see or?
There are a lot of shows that color to model medical scrubs.
Right. Excellent. Great selection. So so you guys were able to raise money. So nothing to do with the raising of the money. You were able to raise money separately.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? You cut out there.
I was saying that the raising of the money was separate from the ribbons. You were able to raise money nonetheless, regardless of putting up ribbons.
Well, yeah. Well, we had a lot of connections, and my family had connections that we were able to branch out before we actually started to put up ribbons. But then once we actually started to put up ribbons and got some good press, then more money came in. To see a correlation between the amount of we were getting, the amount of money that we were raising.
I there was also on a ribbon amount of
You're breaking
there. We'll definitely get you back on air again. But before we cut out here, I just wanted to say what organizations are you donating to? How did you select the organization?
So right now we are currently researching the organizations that we will be donating to. We're trying to make sure that we find the right organizations. And we are currently in the process of really meet our goals of what we want to accomplish. And our fund is growing. We are continuing to talk to healthcare workers like straight on and seeing how and which organizations that we should pick. And we have been doing a lot of research on this, and we will continue to. And we know that we are going to find good organizations to donate to.
That's great. It's an amazing project, and I know that there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be benefiting tremendously from the work that you're doing. Zachary Williams, a 17-year-old rising senior at Lusher Charter School and the founder of Remedy, nonprofit initiative promoting gratitude and sustained mental health for COVID-19 medical first responders. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties that we're having today. We will fix it, and we will have you back on air very soon so that we can talk more about this amazing project, innovative, and certainly at the same time will be beneficial who actually needs some of this work. So thank you so much, Zachary, for appearing, and we will be reaching out to you very soon.
Thank you, really. It was a pleasure to be on, and I'm excited to come back on when isn't being like this. So thank you.
Bye-bye.